Christian. I'm Eric.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, man. All right. So I'm interviewing college students right now about certain socioeconomic issues. So my first question for you is: have you heard of something called the universal basic income?
I feel like I have, but I don't think I know much about it if I'm being honest.
So there was this guy that was running for president about 4 years ago. His name was Andrew Yang. He was talking about this idea. This was one of his. This was his first. This was this policy that he got famous for. To make it as short as possible, he was talking about giving every American citizen starting at age 18 $1,000 a month. So everyone would qualify to receive it. So my question to you is, what's your gut reaction when you hear something like that?
I'm thinking there's a catch.
Right.
Because like something like that doesn't happen for free, at least from what I've experienced.
Right. So there's always like the I guess you could say the economic question, right? I guess where that money's going to come from. So what Yang did was he also proposed a new economic tax system. So basically he proposed something called a value-added tax. Basically what it is, it's a national sales tax that would be heavier on non-essential items but low or exempt on essential items. So for example, let's say you give $1,000 to like a single mom living in LA, right? If she goes to the grocery store and she uses that money to buy the things that she would cook at home, think fresh produce, milk, eggs, rice, beans, things of that nature, it's almost like she's receiving $1,000 for free. The only trade-off is that non-essential items like electronics, toys, video games, jewelry, furniture would have, let's say, an extra 10% tax on them, like from whatever it already is. So what do you think about that system?
That's a very interesting system. Like it makes you consider more about like do you really need this thing that you want to buy? But like with essentials, it's like being a more lenient on it, which I understand is like the whole point of this. So honestly, it doesn't seem like a bad idea. Mm-hmm. Maybe it needs like a few polishing.
Right.
Polishing stuff, or like what counts as essential, what counts as a accessory. But yeah, it does sound pretty good.
Right. I guess the main gist of it is that you want to have a system in which you are alleviating poverty by giving everyone an extra cash, monthly cash stipend. But you also want to make sure that people that are just trying to live day to day, they want to make sure they feed their children, their families. You want to make sure that those things aren't taxed any more than they should, right? So like for example, if you exempt taxes on those groceries, basically what you're saying is, hey, we want you to have access to those essentials that you need to survive on an everyday basis, So that's pretty much what I do. I kind of spread awareness about these two policies as basically, it's a policy that not many people know about, and I feel like it probably has some merit to it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So the guy that I've been helping out, the guy that I mentioned earlier, Andrew Yang, he's the guy that proposed this idea of a universal basic income and also the value-added tax system. I feel like, you should definitely look more into it if you have time. It's all about getting informed and finding the right policy to help alleviate poverty, and also to not break the bank. I guess if that makes sense.
Right.
Yeah.
Good.
But yeah, man. That's pretty much it. It was great talking to you.
Well, that was pretty informative.
Yeah, man. Thank you. Unless you have any more questions or something.
No, I just think I'm gonna look more into it if I'm being honest, because it does seem like an interesting idea.
For sure. All right, man. Cool.
All right.
Thanks a lot, Christopher. Right?
Christian.
Christian. Sorry.